The lesson for today is problem solving strategy using Venn diagrams. So we want to learn how to use Venn diagrams to solve problems. Okay, let's consider this example. The guidance counselor surveyed 80 eighth graders to find out their interest in learning Japanese or Spanish. 22 students expressed an interest in both languages. 18 expressed interest in Japanese only, and 5 were not interested in learning any foreign language. How many of the students who were surveyed were interested in Spanish only? And we will solve this in the next page. Okay. Now, these types of problems are easier to solve when you are using a Venn diagram. Okay. A Venn diagram is a rectangle. First and foremost, it is a rectangle. You use a rectangle to represent all the data, and inside that rectangle are circles. A circle inside a rectangle is used to present one group of data. Data that is common to more than one group is represented by the region where intersecting circles overlap. Let's see what this means. Okay. Draw two intersecting circles in a rectangle to represent Japanese and Spanish. From our information, there are two groups, the one that represent Japanese and that will represent Spanish. Okay, those are my two intersecting circles, and one circle represents Japanese, the other circle will represent Spanish. Okay, next, write the number of students who are interested in both languages. Okay, and if you look at this one, there are 22 students expressed an interest in both language, the one highlighted in yellow. So I would put 22 right there in the middle. Okay. And the next one is write the number of students who are interested in Japanese only. And the number of students who are interested in Japanese only is 18. Okay, 18 express interest in Japanese only. So I will put 18 in the Japanese only circle. And finally, write the number of students who are not interested in learning either language outside the circle. So, if they're not interested in learning either of these two languages, you want to put the number outside these two circles. And there are how many? Okay, 5 people who are not interested in learning any foreign language. So we put the number 5 outside the circle. Okay, the question remains, how will we find the number of people who are interested in Spanish only? So we know that there are 80. The total number of students is 80. So we get 80 and we subtract 45. Where does 45 come from? It is the sum of 22 plus 18 plus 5. Okay? Or 45 students. So if we do that, we end up with 35 students. And there are 35 students interested in learning Spanish only. Okay? Let's consider the next example. In this example, the Venn diagram has been given, and all we need to do is interpret what that Venn diagram is trying to say. The Venn diagram at the right shows the students' music preferences. How many students like all 3 types of music? Okay, so when you talk about the number of students that like all 3 types of music, you want to consider the numbers in all 3 circles. Okay, and find out where they all intersect. And if you notice, the number 5 is where, okay, all the circles intersect. And the most significant number would be 5, because that is where all the 3 circles intersect. So 5 students like all 3 types. Okay, next question is, how many students like oldies? Okay, the number of students who like oldies will be the total number of the students inside the oldies circle right here. So if you look at the oldies circle right here, this is what we're trying to look at, the number of students who like oldies. Okay, so we have 7, 5, 9, and 14. Add them all up. Okay, you end up with 35 students who like oldies music. Okay, the last question, how many students like rap and rock? So that means they like both rock and rap, not rock only, not rap only. So you have these two numbers now that you want to consider. The two numbers where rock and rap music intersect. Okay, so 21 and 25 is where they intersect. That you are going to use that to answer the question. 25 plus 21, or 26 students like rap and rock. Okay, let's consider this example. Okay, at a birthday party, 9 people chose just cake for dessert, and 4 people just ice cream. 5 people chose both cake and ice cream. If each person chose at least one dessert, how many people were at the birthday party? So we need to consider first the number of people who like both. Okay, and the number of people who like both desserts will be 5. Okay, so where will we put the number 5? We put the number 5 where the two circles intersect. Again, this is our Venn diagram, our rectangle, birthday party dessert. The two circles will represent our two desserts, cake and ice cream, and the number 5 will be in the middle of the two. Okay, and then let's move on. Let's start moving up. If you notice, I started from the bottom information, and then I move up. Okay, the next information that we need to consider: 9 people just chose cake for dessert, and 4 people chose just ice cream. The word "just" is the same as the word "only." This simply means that these are the only people who did not choose any other dessert. So for our own purposes, 9 people just chose cake for dessert. We put the number 9 there, and 4 people just chose ice cream. We put the number 4 there. Okay, and the question, let's start answering the question. If each person chose at least one dessert, how many people were at the birthday party? There will be no number outside the circle because the statement says if each person chose at least one dessert. So all you need to do is simply add them all up. 9 plus 5 plus 4 equals 18. So there are 18 people, okay, who were at the birthday party. Okay, let's do one more example. The Venn diagram to the right shows the number of communities serviced by Earth Care Recycling that chose to have curbside recycling for glass, newspaper, and aluminum. How many communities does Earth Care service? So you have your Venn diagram, rectangle again, 3 circles, okay? And let's find out. So we want to add 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 15 plus 8 plus 7, basically all the numbers. Why is that? Because the question is, how many communities does Earth Care Service have? It simply means that you want to find the number of communities, okay, that are inside the 3 circles, and then you add them all up. Okay, it's a simple example which gives you the answer as 44. Okay, and of the lesson, again, your summary in your notebook. Make your summary in such a way so that you yourself can understand the lesson better, and write a question you might want to ask in class about this lesson. Okay, thank you.